Hi, everybody. This is Lisa Keslar from Keslar Insurance, and I am grateful today to be here on behalf of Cheers for Charity New Hampshire. And as always, I'm here with the most amazing, wonderful JoAnn Burchuk. Hi, JoAnn. Nice to see you.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Hi, JoAnn from Lighthouse Physical Therapy. So great to be here as always. And today we are excited to have Talia, and her organization is Soar New Hampshire. And we're looking forward to hearing all about that. So Talia, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your organization.
Well, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Talia Walley, and I am in the Seacoast area of New Hampshire. And we have launched a nonprofit called SOAR, which stands for Survivors of Abusive Relationships. And what SOAR is a resource and referral center founded in 2020 that empowers survivors of domestic violence to seek safety and rise above the trauma and the abuse. And our mission is to guide people in emotionally and physically abusive relationships to find safety and to rise above the trauma and the abuse.
That is fantastic. And I'm guessing with COVID and people being in lockdown that, you know, a lot of this is rising more and more to the head here. So how do you typically work with, are they support groups mostly, or, you know, tell us how those work and how people get connected with you to participate in them.
Okay, so we're doing a few different things, and everything's a work in progress to see what the needs are of people. But you're right, the things right now, because of the situation the past 2 years, have been really difficult for people. So many people that have gone through domestic abuse are either stuck in their home, stuck with their abuser, can't get to a phone, can't get to a computer. So they've been really isolated, and things are really, people are worse off than they would be already. And domestic violence, just to make sure people know too, is really, it could be emotional, physical, mental, which goes along with emotional, verbal abuse, and financial abuse. And it's not always in a married relationship. Oftentimes it is, but you can find this in a mother-daughter, a father-child situation, a business situation. It really is everywhere. So I've encompassed all of it so that we don't exclude somebody. What we're doing now is we do have a support group that meets once a month in person at the Epping Firehouse on Thursdays. It's the first Thursday of the month from 6 to 8 p.m. We welcome members to come and share their story, to listen. We have a counselor that we work with, and she's actually my assistant director. So she's typically present, and we've got some type of activities trying to help people start focusing and where they're at and where they want to go to help them heal. We also are doing a virtual event similar every month. It's on Zoom and it is private. There's password protected to try to help with the confidentiality, but we do have members across the states, including Texas, New York, and some other areas. So that's one way we can support them as well. Since you guys know me a little bit, I'm very big into nutrition and fitness. And I know that that's helped me in my journey. Being strong in the mind and being strong physically are so important to really be able to handle a situation like this. So I'm actually putting in programs in place too to teach nutrition. And I have Zumba classes that we're doing in Brentwood. And those are live. I'm also probably going to be in the new year. I'm going to be doing them on Zoom too, because there are people, again, in other states that want to partake and they can't. So we're trying to raise the funds so that we can do some of these things for our clients for free, or for at least a portion of that time. And then where we can be found is our website is spelled out, soarnewhampshire.org. So it's SOAR, New Hampshire spelled out.org. And then the phone number, if people need that, is 978-312-7324. And email is Soar New Hampshire, again, spelled out. So again, I'll say it, soarnewhampshire@gmail.com. So whatever works for people. I've had phone calls, I've had emails, just really kind of explaining their situation. I know a couple of people that I've reached out and said, I don't know if you can help me or if I fit your realm, but, and of course, you know, welcome people of all ages and situations.
Yeah, which is great. And I really love the fact that you are including emotional abuse as well, because I think for years it was always like, well, they're not hitting you, there's no abuse, you know, but that is such a big part, I feel, of the abuse out there, that it's great to see that getting recognized, and the fact that you know, people aren't crazy, that yes, you know, that is a thing. So I really appreciate that that is part of your group.
Absolutely. And of course that comes from personal experience, because there was no physical with my situation, but all of the other components. And you're right, so many people dismiss it, think it's in your head. There's narcissism, there's sociopaths, there is so many things that encompass that go around it. And people just need to be aware. I've had one girl that I shared my pamphlet with, and she'd been through a divorce and everything. And she just was like, took a step back and said, oh my God, I meet all those bullets. I didn't know I was in that situation. So it's crazy. But where I think my journey and what I've learned too is when I first started figuring things out, I went through well, I'm not being physically beaten. So, you know, it's not really domestic violence. It's not an issue. And I was very wrong. And I think that despite what I've been told, physical, emotional, and the other components, they're all equal. They all affect people in different ways. Yes, with physical, there's scars, maybe it goes away. But with emotional or mental abuse, it stays with you. It's like PTSD. Things trigger you and it can last a lifetime. I got asked that question once in an interview too. And they said, well, you know, you've been dealing with this for so long and you're doing so well. And now you've got the group. So, you know, when is it going to go away? You know, when are you going to be able to not have to think about those things anymore? I don't know. It may never. So that mental piece is so, so important.
And finding those strategies. So that, which is, I'm sure what you guys target is, you know, helping them through that and acknowledge it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And everybody's story is different, yet there's all a very similar component.
You mentioned, Talia, that there's some virtual and there's some in-person component to this. Is it like, you know, those are your two options, or do you connect them with other resources that are also available? You know, what is scope that someone calls you and said, okay, I think I'm a candidate for help. What's that onboarding process? You know, how do you?
Okay. So we're actually trying to develop that right now, because we're finding different situations and we're learning as we go. We do have a board of directors that are phenomenal. Everybody comes from a different experience, so we can all lend different things. Very talented. I'm very, very fortunate. And so what we're doing is we're getting those situations to come in. And if I've got the responses and the answers, I handle it. If not, I might give it to another board member or communicate with them. We are not therapists. We are not a counseling center. We work with them. So I will refer people that we have screened, we have interviewed, and we feel are qualified all around the world. So if we do have a situation where someone wants to do virtual, or let's just say we have someone here, but I feel like maybe a counselor, and I'm just going to make this up, in Michigan is a better fit for this person for whatever reason, I can put the two of them together. We're going to have, and we have a running list of attorneys, counselors, divorce coaches, which I had never heard of before, are so helpful, can save a lot of money and give you real good explanations of things versus what you'll get when you go through an attorney at far less the cost. Wish I knew about that earlier. So we have, like I said, we've got resources for books, other centers. There are other places in our area that do handle domestic violence, but they have different niches than we do. So we could actually partner with them, and I'm working with some of those things so that we can partner and help each other. We're going to do things that they don't do, and they do things that we don't do. So what better way to have these resources to be able to refer back and forth?
What's the one trend you've seen really going on with COVID? You know, since COVID, is there anything that you've noticed that's noteworthy that's been a change?
That's a change.
Yeah, I think it's
Mhm.
a change with the introduction of the pandemic.
Yeah, I would just say that what I referred to earlier is that a lot of victims are stuck in their homes. So they've been having a hard time getting out, a hard time communicating, hard time getting support. They're depressed, they're hurt, lost. They don't know what to do. They can't really talk on the phone in front of their abuser. They can't go on Zoom in front of their abuser. Their abusers oftentimes control what they do and don't do. So it's gotten worse, where there's physical, there's mental, there's emotional, and it's going to take a lot for these people to be able to get out of those situations and to heal. So and we're going to see this trend continuing from this over the next few years. And children too. Children are affected in a big way by what's going on for very similar reasons. They're stuck there. They're listening. Maybe they're being abused too. So it's going to take a lot of real work on their parts once they can get out and try to connect with the right people.
Yeah, fantastic. I love the organization. I love what you're doing out there. You said you're looking for funding, so people can probably go to your website and if they want to donate to help you guys get started, or maybe have some other resources. Sounds like everything would be it, and it's soarnewhampshire.org, right? Is your website?
Correct. Yep. And there's information, our missions on there, the contact information's on there, and we've got the donate button if somebody wants to do that, and any amount is going to help. It doesn't have to be a significant thing. We do have somebody that's donating consistently, which has been a big blessing and enabling us to go forward. So yeah, everything is right there, and no situation should be downplayed, and it's all confidential.
That's so important too.
Yeah. Very.
This is so fascinating, and I think it's such an important and timely organization. And I'm so grateful for the work that you do to help our neighbors and our friends and our families around us. And we're grateful too for the chance to get the word out about this organization and to share the goodness that you're doing to help others with the Seacoast area. So thank you for taking the time to spend with us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I, in turn, appreciate you guys for highlighting us and trying to get the word out so we can help other people. It's much appreciated.
Our pleasure. Happy to do it.